Hello, hello. Take two of this. This is the Tremendous Trio, and this is our first pitch, and the pitch we're actually going to be using NeoGlaive, our Metroidvania, a 2D side scrolling Metroidvania to be specific, with a focus on exploration in a hostile alien world. Your character is an archaeologist who has find themselves trapped after a cave-in and must navigate their way back to the surface while being hunted by a hostile alien life. So that's our general pitch. What I myself am going to be doing, because we're each going to do a section where we describe what we're going to personally do on the project, is main character movement and attacking. I feel like the biggest part of any Metroidvania is how your main character feels to control, because I mean you can have the world's coolest world, which sounds weird, but it doesn't matter if your main character controls like crap. It does not matter how cool your world is. Um, right now you'll be seeing in the background some comparable games. You'll either be seeing Hollow Knight, probably, or if we're far enough in the video, you'll be seeing Aria of Sorrow, which is a Castlevania game on the Game Boy. And both of these are a fairly good representation of what we'd be trying to go for. The pixel art would probably be very close to Aria of Sorrow, just a simple, couple almost like 16-bit sprite action. Maybe not quite 60. Well, we'll see. But I also plan on working on the animations myself. So I wanted to do the animations for the main character, and then if we have time, animations for enemies. And I also wanted to get a dialogue, like a little bit of dialogue, maybe the main character's narration at the beginning of the game after they get trapped, because I want to test myself and force myself to do that, because it's something I, as a solo indie dev, definitely plan on doing. So I think that's all from me, uh, and I'll go ahead and leave it off there. Take it away, whoever's next.
Hi, my name is Austin Lowe, and I'm also a team member from Tremendous Trio. I will be working on the world design on NeoGlaive. As a team, we will be going through the process of what we want to see in the world. I personally want to see my player fulfilled when traversing the world. I want to create exciting puzzles and challenging obstacles for the player to overcome. The other things that I will be working on consists of collectibles, which are bonuses for the player who want to explore the entire world, and power-ups. I want to create boots that help you glide across caverns, and a power-up for the sword that throws beams when swung. I'll also be working on a persistent save and load state for the convenience of the players. I want to reward curiosity. I want hidden passages, breakable walls, and secret rooms scattered throughout the levels. I want to create traversal elements like ropes, vents, zip lines, wall runs, things like that as well. As much as I want to give my player freedom, I do believe that exploration should require growth. So locked doors or blocked paths will need power-ups to get open.
This is Ronald Lake for the Tremendous Trio team. For our game, the NeoGlaive, I will be working on the AI, so I will go ahead and be handling stuff such as our behavior trees for interactions between enemies and the player, and also going to be handling, possibly working alongside our other team members to set up stuff like our pickups and environmental hazards that all would use the different interfaces. I will also be handling the enemy's AI itself, so I'll go ahead and be working on how the enemy interacts with recognizing the player, the actions that it will be taking, such as wandering or idling when it doesn't see the player, the attacks for the player. I'm also thinking of maybe adding in the ability that the enemy might flee when its health is dropped to a low enough health. And then, of course, adding in to make sure that it dies properly and then fades out. I also mentioned earlier that I want to be working on environmental hazards, so stuff like pitfall traps or hanging obstacles that could fall and damage the player, breakaway floorboards, stuff like that. I also want to go ahead and work into the game that way. Since the NeoGlaive is a Metroidvania style game, I know those are a um, a common occurrence in those games. I feel that keeping that same level of similarity between them would be a good feel, because then it keeps the player like, oh, this is a game that I recognize because it's going to have A, B, and C. We'll just have ours be different since we are in a sci-fi setting. So instead of it being like, say, normal pitfall traps with filled with spikes or fire, it could be a laser grid that the enemy falls into, or like a small controlled black hole is at the bottom of the pit that the player falls into, just to feed into that sci-fi trope that you don't see being done a lot in the Metroidvania style games. And that is what I'm going to be working on this month in our NeoGlaive game project.